Have you ever felt like life is spinning out of control? Your thoughts racing, your chest heavy, everything feels like too much? What if I told you that over 2,000 years ago, the Stoic philosophers discovered a simple mental tool, a tool so powerful that it can turn chaos into clarity and overwhelm into calm instantly? Today, I'm going to share that technique with you. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand it, you'll be able to use it the very next time your mind feels like it's drowning. So let's begin. Part 1. The problem we all face. We live in the busiest time in human history. Notifications ping every second. Deadlines pile up. Responsibilities never seem to end. And when you finally pause, your brain won't stop replaying fears about the future or regrets from the past. This is overwhelm. And if you're honest, you know it doesn't just stay in your mind. It affects your body too. The tension in your shoulders, the shallow breathing, that knot in your stomach when you realize you can't possibly finish everything. But here's the truth most people miss. Overwhelm isn't caused by reality itself. It's caused by the way we interpret reality. And this is where Stoicism offers us a way out. Part 2. A lesson from Epictetus. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, was born a slave. His life was filled with hardship. He didn't control his body, his time, or even his freedom. Yet he said something that can completely transform the way we face chaos. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Pause for a moment. Think about that. When you're overwhelmed, it's rarely because of the task in front of you. It's because of the story your mind is telling about it. What if I fail? What if people judge me? I'll never catch up. But Epictetus said, strip all of that away. Focus only on what is actually happening. This is the beginning of the Stoic technique I want to share with you. Part 3. The Stoic technique. The circle of control. The technique is called the circle of control. It works like this. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, stop, take a breath, and ask yourself 2 simple questions. 1. What is within my control right now? 2. What is outside my control right now? That's it. 2 questions. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but the effect is profound. Because overwhelm is the feeling of trying to control everything at once, your future, other people, outcomes, opinions. But when you divide life into 2 categories, in my control and not in my control, the weight immediately gets lighter. Part 4. A story of Marcus Aurelius. Let me give you a real example. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, faced pressures we can't even imagine. Wars, plagues, betrayals, politics. If anyone had a reason to feel overwhelmed, it was him. And yet, in his private journal, what we now call meditations, he wrote again and again about focusing only on what was within his control. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Marcus couldn't control if an enemy army attacked. He couldn't control if a plague spread. He couldn't even control what his closest advisors whispered behind his back. But he could control his choices, his words, his actions in the moment. And that's where he placed his energy. If the ruler of the world could stay calm using this technique, so can you. Part 5. How to apply it in your life. Let's make this practical. Imagine you're overwhelmed at work. Deadlines everywhere, messages piling up, a boss who seems impossible to please. Your first reaction? Stress, maybe even panic. But here's how a Stoic would handle it. Step 1, pause, breathe deeply. Step 2, ask the 2 questions. What's within my control right now? Maybe it's organizing your tasks. Maybe it's drafting one email. Maybe it's simply choosing your attitude while you work. What's outside my control? Your boss's mood, the company's decisions, the traffic that made you late. By separating the 2, you instantly cut your mental load in half, because you no longer waste energy fighting battles you can't win. Instead, you reclaim power over the things you can do. Part 6. the modern trap of control. Here's the mistake most of us make. We live as if everything is up to us. We try to control people's opinions. We try to control whether things go our way. We even try to control the future, a future that hasn't even happened yet. And this is why we feel crushed by life. But the Stoics knew the truth. You don't need to control everything to live well. You just need to control yourself. Your effort, your mindset, your response. That's it. Part 7. A practical exercise. The 2 lists. Here's something you can try today. Grab a sheet of paper. Draw a line down the middle. On the left, write, within my control. On the right, write, outside my control. Now take a problem you're facing. Write down all the pieces. On the left, your actions, your habits, your words. On the right, other people's choices, the economy, the weather, the past. Look at the paper. Notice how the right side is heavier. That's normal. Life is mostly outside our control. But here's the twist. The left side, the smaller list, is where your freedom lives. That's where your peace comes from. And every time you feel overwhelmed, pull out this mental paper and redraw the line. Part 8. The Stoic calm in daily life. Imagine facing your day with this mindset. Your train is late, outside your control. Your coworker is rude, outside your control. Your effort, your attitude, your choices, always in your control. When you live this way, you don't get dragged around by every storm. You stand firm, like a rock in the waves. That's the essence of Stoicism, not emotionless, not detached, but unshakable. Part 9. Why this works. Here's the psychological secret behind why this technique works so well. Overwhelm comes from focusing on infinity, the endless possible problems, outcomes, fears. But the circle of control shrinks infinity into something finite, something you can act on. And action is the antidote to overwhelm. Because the moment you focus on what you can do, your brain shifts from panic mode to progress mode. Part 10. Bringing it all together. So let's recap. When you feel overwhelmed, remember Epictetus. Much of your suffering is imagination. Remember Marcus Aurelius. You control your mind, not events. Use the circle of control. Ask, what's in my control, what's not? Focus only on the first. Let go of the second. And watch how quickly calm returns. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, remember this. Most of the weight you're carrying isn't reality. It's your imagination. Epictetus taught us that we suffer more in thought than in truth. The mind creates storms bigger than the situation itself. Marcus Aurelius, ruling the Roman Empire, lived under pressures beyond anything we face today. Yet, he wrote again and again, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." His words remind us that peace comes from focusing inward, not outward. This is why the circle of control matters so much. 2 simple questions can transform chaos into calm. 1. What's within my control right now? 2. What's outside my control? When you separate the two, you cut the burden in half. You stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable and reclaim power where it matters most. Your choices, your actions, your response. So next time you feel life closing in, pause, breathe, draw that invisible line in your mind. And remember, you don't need to control the storm, you only need to control yourself. So the next time life feels too heavy, remember, you are not powerless. You don't need to control the storm, you only need to control yourself. Because in the words of the Stoics, that is where true strength and true peace begin. Now ask yourself, what's one thing in your control today that you can act on right now?